Here we go. 3.
Well, now I can't because I can't use the phone.
Here we go.
Is the live stream on?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I need to watch this thing.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to your station, your voice, the Galaxy Radio. You're tuning into the CineManiacs right here on this awesome Wednesday night. We are back from our break, and we're about to talk about the second half. Our first half, I don't know what it is. It's just my brain telling me, Irvin, slow down.
Every time.
Our first half included films such as Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales, Baywatch, and A Ghost Story. And our second half includes both The Kingsman, Kingsman: The Secret Service, and the marquee of the night, Kingsman: The Golden Circle. So we're going to go ahead and start with Kingsman: The Secret Service, which came out in 2015. Brendan?
Wait, why does this say 2017?
Yeah, I made a typo.
Because he messed up.
I done goofed. I'm only
just
human.
realized that.
I'm only human. Anyway, take it away, Brendan.
Okay, so the original Kingsman, it's basically, it's about this group of spies in England. They're called the Kingsmen.
Alright, good job. All right.
Yeah, that's it.
Ratings.
Ratings.
Agent Galahad is played by Colin Firth. His real name is Harry Hart. Basically, something goes wrong on a mission, like years before the movie takes place, and one of the agents dies. So he gives a medallion to the wife and son, and years later, the son, Eggsy, played by Taron Egerton, he's sort of like a
Troublemaker.
yeah, troublemaker.
You're a
Thank you. I'm
troublemaker.
sorry, I
Blue
saw that.
troublemaker.
Yeah, he's a troublemaker. Blah blah blah.
Juvenile.
Anyway, he gets in a sticky situation. Galahad comes and gets him out of it. He's like, in order to repay me, you're going to become a Kingsman, basically. And so, Eggsy is put through Kingsman training, and that's basically what the whole movie is about. On the side, Samuel L. Jackson plays Richmond Valentine. He's kind of like the Steve Jobs of the movie, except if Steve Jobs
Was a bad guy.
Wanted
was a
world
bad guy
domination.
and wanted world domination. He has a device that basically it sends out a transmission that shuts people's brains off and it just puts them in rage mode, and they just
And they blow up.
they fight each other and they
To
blow
the
up.
death, yeah.
Yeah, and obviously the Kingsmen have to stop that.
Basically, yeah.
Spoiler alert, they do.
Yeah. Well, not only that,
It's
it's
like
like
2 years.
Yeah,
Two
it's-
years, like,
wait,
yeah.
Oh yeah,
2015.
I thought it was 2013.
It's
two
been
years,
that
so-
makes it even longer, so we can
Yeah, I
spoil
know.
more stuff.
Yeah,
It doesn't, in case the audience, the newcomers aren't clear how our spoilers work. Basically, if a movie has been out
for a year.
we can spoil the movie. So, for example, Star Wars: The Force Awakens, 2015. That's obviously going to be a spoiler.
Yeah, we can spoil that.
And then movies like the one I spoiled,
Arrival.
Arrival, which came out in November.
You had 2 months.
I had 2 months to do it, but I kind of broke out a little bit early. But that's kind of how it goes. So, just keep up.
We've
whatever.
all had our slip ups.
Yeah,
You,
Steven.
Yeah.
I was the first one. of
Hasn't
the
even
year.
been a year.
It was 2
Been
It was
1
like
week.
it wasn't even a week.
It wasn't even a week. It was like,
It was like
4 days.
Hey, like I said, it was only very slight.
Okay, back on track.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say about Kingsman?
I was gonna say, so yeah, like the virus said, like not only makes him go in rage, it's because they have Samuel Jackson's character. He said there's an overpopulation problem because of global warming and that kind of thing. He says,
Oh yeah, and so his
Yeah.
whole thing is like, if we make the people kill each other, then we're gonna solve the overpopulation problem, and
Exactly.
stop global warming and all that.
overpopulation problem.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson has a lift in this movie.
I don't know why. I mean,
But
it's cool,
Samuel L.
but-
Jackson's character, he kidnaps like celebrities to sort of save them.
Yeah.
Because it's funny because Kingsman it's not a serious franchise.
No.
If you go in expecting like a Bond movie, you're going in with the wrong mindset.
Yeah.
It's a parody movie without being a parody.
Yeah.
Because there's a scene where like Eggsy walks into his home and it's on the news and they're talking about like Richmond Valentine, and then they're like, and in other news, famous pop star Iggy Azalea is still missing after 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was back when Iggy Azalea was a thing.
Yeah.
She was relevant.
Yeah, she's seen better days, but
Yeah. But no, I mean that's really it with Kingsman, and then we'll probably get into spoilers when we do our review.
Yeah.
So you're forgetting about the fight scenes.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna get into that whenever we actually gave our are we jumping into reviews now?
Are we?
The synopsis.
Okay, let's jump into.
synopsis.
So
This
who wants to review first? You just
You
want to
can-
go down the
well,
line?
I'm a newcomer to the Kingdom, so you guys should go
Okay.
first.
So, I saw this. I did not see the first Kingsman in theaters.
Same.
It was not advertised a lot.
Really?
I don't think.
Really?
I didn't see a lot of advertisements.
I thought it was. I thought it was good advertising.
The best thing about the Kingsman movies, both the first one and the second one, which we haven't even started talking about yet, the fight scenes.
That's the best part, yeah.
There you go. That's it.
All right, cool, good job.
No, the fight scenes, they always look so beautiful. They're so fast, but it's also clear. You can still see what's going on.
No shaky cam.
No
Yeah.
shaky cam, and it is amazing. The things that I really like about, I really like the cinematography too. Everything looks like so bright. It's just like a really bright movie, which is something you don't get from spy movies a lot anymore. I don't think.
I mean, like, yeah, the main colors of the movie are like green and gold
Yeah,
because it's the color of the Kingsman.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I love it. It looks so good, even though sometimes I can't tell the difference. Obviously, everyone's favorite character, at least I think, is Colin Firth
Yeah.
as Harry Hart, aka Agent Galahad.
AKA Chester King.
Yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say. Okay. The two big scenes that are my favorite. The bar fight in the first one,
Yes.
with him saying "Manners maketh man."
Yep.
Actually, it's Manners Maketh Maniacs.
Shut
I had to put that in there somehow, alright?
up. No, that I just love it. And he's like, "Do you know what that means? Allow me to show you." And then he just proceeds to just beat the crap out of everyone in there.
It's Tim Curry.
And of course, the church scene.
Yeah.
The church scene. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
my god.
That's everybody's favorite part of the first season. Like,
I'm not a huge fan.
And you know what?
What?
Yeah.
It's the best
Okay.
part of the whole
Hang on,
movie.
I agree.
No,
Well,
I'll explain.
Okay. All
Because
right.
I'm literally just about to be done.
All right.
Another thing that I think is hilarious with the first Kingsman, how Samuel Jackson just throws up at the sight of blood.
Yeah.
That's
After
me.
looking at all of the movies he's been in,
Yeah. He throws up at the side.
in this one he throws up at the sight of blood.
Yeah.
Just one drop of the stuff in my stomach. Just
Ugh.
I'm not gonna lie. I think the bloodiest movie he's ever been in is probably maybe The Hateful Eight. Like
Yeah.
that movie was bloody.
It's not even Django.
Django Unchained's bloody, but The Hateful Eight, like
Hateful
that
Eight is way worse.
Really?
Hateful
just
Eight
bloody.
is way worse.
So yeah.
No, I mean the Kingsman and the Secret Service. It's just a fun movie. You shouldn't be expecting like an amazing plot or like a Best Picture nominee
Yeah,
or
no.
something. It's just a fun movie. It's not one of the movies where you have to like turn your brain off to enjoy it. It's witty humor. It's like
Yeah.
I think it's smart humor. Like,
It is.
It's really
It
like
is.
it's fast paced and it's like it is what it is. It's a parody without being a parody, and it's just I never expected. Whenever I first watched it, I never expected it to be like that.
Yeah. I
That's
know.
not what the advertisements made it look like, and I'm happy that it is the way it is. I don't know if I would enjoy it any other way. Levi.
So I didn't see Kingsman in the theater. I waited till it came out on Blu-ray to see it. But when I first saw it, like my whole family, we all watched it together, and cause when it came out in the theater, everybody was saying how good it was and whatnot. Like I thought it looked decent from the commercials and the
Uh-huh.
advertisement. I thought it did, but everybody who went and saw it in the theater was like, "It's so good."
That's what my friends are
And
he
so,
was like.
yeah, and so I was like, all right, well, when it comes out on Blu-ray, I'll see it. And we all watched it, and I was, again, like, not expecting it to be as good as what it really was. Like, the comedy is smart. It is witty, right? And then, it's good entertainment. Like, there's entertaining movies, but then there's good entertainment movies. And that's what this is. It's good entertainment. Because it is, like, it's a spy movie. It's a typical spy movie. They're British and whatnot. And then, they're witty with their comments, making jokes and whatnot, so it is entertaining. It is showing there is a sense of humor. It's not like gritty like the James Bond movies where he doesn't like have a sense of humor. It's just all gritty and whatnot. So it is fun action. Like the plot, of course, like you can't take it seriously, but it's just it's a fun little plot, and all the action that ensues because of this plot. So it's a good entertaining movie. If you're looking for good entertainment, watch it. If you like spy movies and good action with a little bit of comedy, action comedies, this is it.
Yep, I completely agree.
All right, Steven.
Yeah, it's
All
your
right.
turn.
I
Brothers Jubilee.
also didn't see Kingsman in theaters. I saw it on TV when it started coming around.
Oh,
I didn't see much. I didn't
They
know.
cut so much out of it.
I didn't know much
'Cause
about it.
I saw it on FX. Every time I've seen it on FX, they cut so much.
I saw it when either saw it on like DVD or like on HBO where like nothing was censored. So I saw it all.
Oh, really?
Like my first time when I watched it, like I saw like everything.
HBO.
Oh.
I
Yeah,
saw
HBO
it.
does
Like
that.
I
Yeah,
didn't.
HBO shows
Oh, yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
they're
have to.
pretty
Yeah.
much, and they don't censor their stuff. So like I saw it in all its bloody glory. So I enjoyed it. For me, yeah, like you guys were saying, it's like it's kind of a parody of it's basically just like a parody of spy movie, but also being its own spy movie. It just does it well. Like all the fight scenes in the movie are very good. Like the characters are not as developed. They're not developed, but they get their time.
Yeah.
I'm like that. I don't know. It's just like I enjoy character development in like movies. So.
The only one who has like character development is
Exactly.
Hanksy, and everybody else stays the same.
Yeah,
Basically.
which is the good thing. Like he needed the character development. So
Yeah.
So I enjoyed like him.
I mean, it's his story.
Yeah, it's his story. So I enjoyed that. All the fight scenes were good. The cinematography is great. Like I enjoy the color. I usually enjoy the colors of movies. So like I enjoy the colors of green and gold in this entire film. The dialogue, like the funny, there was comedy and it was witty comedy, good comedy, like nothing like fart jokes or all that stuff.
Yeah, dumb comedy.
No dumb comedy over here. Just all smart comedy.
Marvel should take notes.
Yeah.
What else can I say? Like I said, the fight scenes are all amazing. Specifically, like the church scene is my favorite.
It's the
one.
best part of the
The
whole
church scene's
movie.
the best part of the movie.
We're getting to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just
I like that. I also like the fight scenes with Gazelle. The one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the chick with
Yeah.
Like his
the blades for legs.
Samuel Jackson, like his character, like the
Yeah.
assistant who just has like blades for legs, and it's just
Second
like
time.
So I was gonna say.
blades for legs. That's just like awesome. Just saying.
Well, I was gonna say, when she runs, is she a Blade Runner?
Wow.
That's why I was like, oh, it was pun to me.
Wow.
That was a good one.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Wow.
Yes, it was. That one was funny.
Okay. See, me and Steven are the
That's just
same.
different. My mood for
Well,
this
we and
one.
Brennan are on the same page. So.
But yeah, I like that. Good movie, comedic, very much so.
I like good movie.
Oh. Much action.
Good. I like good.
Much
No.
action, such wow.
Stop.
I had to throw it back. But yeah,
He's dead.
hey, so what? But yes, I enjoyed the movie very much. The cinematography was great. The dialogue was great. The action scenes were all fantastic to me. Irvin.
Why is the church?
Yeah.
What is wrong with
Well,
church?
hold on,
Is it
I'm gonna
too
start
gory-
from
is
the
it too bloody
beginning.
for you.
So I definitely did not see this film in theaters because my first time watching
Yeah.
Kingsman was this past Friday.
Yeah.
None of us saw it in theaters. How about that? We all waited. Till
So
it came
I'm
out.
definitely the most recent one of all of us to see it.
And-
Because
Yeah, you said you hadn't seen it, and me and Levi were like, what?
Yeah. Because you guys want to go see it, I'm just like, oh, you guys go see that. I don't want to really, I don't know what it is. And you're
Watch
just like,
it
what?
Saturday night.
Watch it.
Yeah.
Because I remember one time, I like, saw that commercial. I'm just like, okay, it looks pretty interesting, but I didn't have like the interest to go see it. I'm just like, it doesn't really like grab out, it doesn't like levitate out to me as much as other films do. And so I never went to go see it. It wasn't until I started like talking with you guys this semester that I was like, okay, this movie's kind of a big deal because there's this other one coming out. I'm just like, all right, something interesting. But no, from the moment we put it on our TV screen, I was like, this movie has it has potential because it just, I don't know if it's the 4K or what, but it just looked so beautiful.
Oh no, it's like that on everything.
Yeah, like the cinematography was just, everything about this movie was spot on,
Yeah.
like in terms of everything, and
It's Matthew Vaughn.
and like I
He
agree,
makes some good movies.
I agree with you, Steven. Definitely the color scheme, like the green and gold, definitely for sure, and especially my favorite scenes always involved when they were in the tailor shop because like everything
Yeah.
like was just
It's
so
like
like beautifully
Gold,
clothed.
yeah.
Yeah, and so and so as the movie went on, I was like, yeah, this movie's got a lot of potential. One of my other favorite scenes, I guess I can't really say favorite, but it's a little haha scene. It's the scene where Galahad has McDonald's with
Valentine.
yeah, and I was like, all right, where's the Big Kahuna Burger reference here? Like a Royale with cheese or something like that, like it's like the Pulp Fiction. But I love that scene; it was very funny. So yes, and I know what you're thinking, Irvin. Why don't you like the church scene?
Yes, explain.
I'll tell you what I like about it before I tell you what I don't like about it. I agree with you guys when you say this. The camera movement, like no shake cam, it's perfect. The way it follows the characters around.
It follows
Yeah.
Harry the whole time.
And not just in that scene, like the other fight scenes too. Like it does such a well job of
Yeah.
like you're like it's like you're like right in the action, but like you don't get nauseous while watching it as you do with so many other films.
Mhm.
And it's like the camera just like it's meant to be there. Like it flips, it spins, but at the same time it's like okay, back to the
I
action.
love
again.
whenever like a character flips and the camera does the flip
Yeah,
too.
I love that part too. Yeah.
If you like the camera in that's. I think I said this last week. This is why you will like Atomic Blonde because the camera movement, like it's not shaky.
Is it like
it's
Kingsman?
similar. Like it's still the way this Kingsman is. Like it doesn't like shake. Like it does follow sometimes. I'm like it's spicy. It's definitely very good.
But yeah, so going back to the camera, so my favorite like scene in this movie of all, like just the whole thing, it's the bar scene. I just love that scene so much because it's like the first time. Because here comes Colin Firth. He's just like suave, talking kind of spy and
Yeah.
Eggsy's like, no, you're not. You're just some weird dude. I don't want to be with you. And these goons are that attacked Eggsy. And he's like, no.
It's like his stepdad's like
It's his
friend.
stepdad's
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah, and like they come in and you're just like, oh, he's just gonna walk away and then Manners
Wait.
make it. What?
Were they set? I thought they were the kid who he stole his car.
That's his
Step-
stepdad's
Yeah,
friends.
his
Yeah,
friends.
that's friends.
No, remember when him and his friends
It's
stole?
his-
That's his stepdad's
Yeah,
That's
that's
his
all.
friend.
It's all together in one.
He says, "Hey, you think that just because our friend is with your mom that we're not going to beat the crap out of you?"
No, I'm talking about the kid who was his age, who wore like the white jacket.
Yeah.
That's his stepdad's
stepdad.
friend.
Yeah. Seriously, it is.
Yeah.
Do you need to watch the movie again?
It
Seriously.
is. It is.
Anywho,
His
well,
stepdad was
yeah.
out smoking with them whenever he came back with the taxi. And he was like, I got this training and stuff. And then the taxi drove him away because Harry was like, don't do that.
all right. As Levi's thinking about that, I'll go back to the.
Oh my god.
I'll go back to the bar. Let me finish
Back
my
to the
thing.
Finish.
bar.
Because
So-
we also got to get to the second one.
So, as the scene is progressing on, here come the goons, right? And Harry's this suave, talking kind of spy guy.
Yeah.
And you think he's about to leave, then he does the famous "Manners maketh man."
Well, yeah, because they took a shot at him.
Yeah.
They gave a smart remark
Yeah.
about how he was leaving.
Yeah. And he locks the doors. He grabs that glass net and he swings it with his umbrella, and it hits him straight in the face. And then the fight scene breaks out, and
It's beautiful.
it's the coolest thing ever because for me, I'm like, okay, this movie just got like way more awesome, and you get to see like the Kingsman technology, like he has the umbrella, like it's like the screen, the umbrella, and like he uses that.
It's a shield.
Yeah, and then he like does all this amazing like stunt and fight choreography, and when I watch the church scene, I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but it's kind of repetitive a little bit for me. I think it's cool and I think the action is great, but the bar scene just has more like uniqueness to me, and that's the one scene I always remember. Like from the Kingsman. That's because it's my favorite scene. And it just I don't know. It makes that lasting impression on me, which is why I love the film so much. Because it based from that scene, I'm just like, okay, that like sets the tone for the rest of the movie.
Your face is just.
Here's
You've
the
been thinking
thing.
about this the entire time.
No, because there's two bar scenes. There's when Colin Firth beats
We're
the
talking
crap out
about
of him,
that one.
and
Yeah.
then there's the very end when Eggsy beats the
The
crap out of him.
end is with the
Now,
with the other
His
people.
friends were those same guys were in the bar at the end.
No, because with Colin Firth, it was the kid.
Levi, we don't have time for this.
It was like the snotty rich kid in the white suit who was like picking on Eggsy, and then at the end, Eggsy beats the crap out of his stepdad's friends because
They were
he's-
the same
'cause he's-
guys!
No, they weren't.
Okay.
No, they were
Go
not.
back
We
and
can
guys,
talk about this
guys,
after.
levels, please.
We can
They
talk
were
about this
not.
afterwards.
Why would they come back knowing what's gonna happen?
They were already there. Eggsy came by.
They were not.
Yes.
We can talk about this after. We need to go to. We need to
Move
finish
on.
this.
Let's
second one.
continue. Let's continue.
We gotta do
I was
ratings.
gonna say,
Debate.
Oh yeah, we gotta give ratings.
Yeah. So
I guess we'll just
go,
do what
go
we
on,
did.
Vaughn.
I give Kingsman: The Secret Service an 8 out of 10. A solid 8.
All right. I give Kingsman Secret Service a 7.6 out of 10.
I give Kingdom the Secret Service a 7.5 out of 10.
I give King of the Singing Service an 8.9 out of 10.
Oh!
Okay.
All right.
Urban.
Next movie.
God.
I can't say anything on this show, man.
That was through the
Kingsman the,
roof.
Kingsman the Golden Circle.
All right, Urban, take it away. Give us the
It is
synopsis.
your
I
turn to give
don't
this
want
up.
to take it away.
You
All
do
right.
it.
You're doing the
You
synopsis.
do it.
All right. So, King of the Golden Circle came out this year, and it rejoins basically the same story. So you have Eggsy, of course, who is now a Kingsman. He's he's all official, and he's kind of
Spoilers.
exactly. He's the one leading the charge now. And the movie, from the very start, the action
Yeah, it just
starts.
throws you.
Yeah.
Like,
in.
It's probably the best intro I've ever seen to a movie, like ever. Like pretty, like it's really, really just good.
It's one of my favorite intros to an action.
Yeah, it's incredible, and that's good. I've seen both. We've both seen both John Wicks, and this is incredible. Like this has to be kind of like just a little bit
Yeah.
more up there. And right from the action, right from the beginning, it starts out action, and I love how they put the Prince song.
It was
Nothing's. Oh no, let's go, dun, dun, let's go crazy. That's one.
Let's Go Crazy.
Yeah, I love how I was like, yes, Prince is needed for
Yeah.
this intro scene, and so we find out that in this movie there's a lot of stuff that happens. I don't want to spoil it. So basically, what happens is it's kind of the same plot again. We meet a new villain this time. I forgot her name was Dottie or
Poppy.
Poppy. Sorry.
Poppy's
And-
Land.
Yeah,
And the-
and she kind of has the same plan as Valentine did, which is kind of like world domination. Instead, she wants to do it via a poison. That,
Yeah, she's poisoned like
yeah.
every single drug,
yeah.
like marijuana.
So, like, if you have, like-
cocaine,
yeah,
all
it's like-
that.
yeah.
That would take a lot of work to do.
And so
Yeah.
the Kingsman find himself again in a bigger batch because I guess bigger dilemma because at this point everything around him is crumbling. Literally, there's one
Yeah.
scene where the missiles come and they
Yeah.
destroy everything.
They do their
Kingsman.
thing.
They do their thing, and it's like all hope is lost with the Kingsman. Eggsy's trying to figure things out, and they don't know what to do. So Merlin and Eggsy kind of team up together, and they go find out the answer in the vault, and they find a bottle of whiskey, and it's like, well, what's in the bottle of whiskey? And they look at it, and the whiskey was made by someone people call the Statesmen, and the Statesmen are the American version of the Kingsmen. They're
Yeah.
from Kentucky, and so they do their own thing. Kingsmen, I thought it was like I told them this too. It's very like American, like so like the Kingsmen are in London. They have like nice tailored suits, and the American are like
And then
whiskey.
The statesmen are like cowboys.
Yeah, they're cowboys
Yeah.
and whiskey. They literally have all their names too. Like Channing Tatum is tequila, right?
Yeah.
And then,
And then there's whiskey,
whiskey.
and then Jeff Bridges is champagne.
Champ.
But he goes by Champ.
So yeah, and so
Halle Berry's ginger ale.
and yeah, so Eggsy and Merlin go over to Kentucky to speak with the Statesman and tell them, hey, here's what's going on. And the
And-
Statesman,
They got a team up.
yeah, the Statesman and them team up together, and the whole movie just revolves around him saving the
Bless
world
you.
again. Bless you. The movie just revolves around the statesman and the Kingsman joining together to, go and save the world again. And a lot of stuff happens in this movie that I would love to tell you, but sadly I cannot at the moment. But it's a very if you love Kingsman, you're gonna love this one just as much because the action is there, the witty comedy is there, more like action. Like there's more stars in it. Like you got Channing Tatum, you got Halle Berry, you got Jeff Bridges too. So you got all these great cast members in it too, and I loved it a lot. And for me, especially because I just watched the first one like 2 days before that, so it was like nice little like just picking up right where I left off for me. And the way the action flowed was also really good. So I enjoyed it very much. And so what I thought of the movie, was it as good as King of the Secret Service? Like as I was watching the movie, I was trying to think of like negative things about it just a little bit. Cause I'm just like, well, what can like work in this one doesn't work with Kingsman? And there really wasn't a lot of negative things that I thought about the movie because it was just it was like a double like image of itself. It was very good. I did think that for like witty comedy, because in the first one we had Valentine, and this one we have
Poppy.
We have Poppy.
Yeah, we also have
Elton
John. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like the newer. He's surprisingly like a large character in this film.
Yeah,
too.
I thought it was just gonna be a cameo.
Yeah.
Like,
But no, he's
Elton John's in this movie.
Central figure. In the
He actually
movie.
plays a pretty important part.
he's not a villain like Valentine is, but he's a pretty crucial. This nice life form of comedy because
He's a plot point.
yeah.
Yeah.
And what I love about Elton John is that when the movie there's those serious moments that it has, and then you just throw Elton John and it makes the whole movie just like more like kind of relaxing and like funnier a little bit.
Yeah.
And so I mean everything about this movie was great. Like it was in the first one. Great action sequences, great fighting. Oh my god, the fighting was also incredible. And I think just like really nice sequel to a movie overall. Because if you look at sequels in general to most movies and franchises, they don't work. They turn out terrible because they're just not. You can't not beat the original.
Yeah.
But in this one, it kind of levels up with that. Maybe even I wouldn't say a tad bit better, but it's almost the same pace because you have everything that was in the original, just a bit more. I call it the oomph, just a little bit more oomph than that. This movie, but I enjoyed it very much. I thought it was a very great movie, and I definitely would love to see it. Both movies again the second time to watch them.
Are you gonna go this way?
Do you want?
Yeah.
Do you want to go next?
Yeah, go ahead.
You can go
I'll go.
next.
Let's switch it around, folks.
A little bit of a different opinion. I liked it. I will definitely say it was not as good as the original one because of all the stuff that happened in the first 5 minutes is just like, well, this just happened for no apparent reason, though. They just did it to do it.
Yeah.
It was very unnecessary.
That kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah.
Too.
It rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. But it's because it wasn't just us who went. We went with a few friends too,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and none of us. We all just
Okay.
that was unnecessary.
Okay.
I don't know. I also I didn't have a problem with Elton John being in there. I like Elton John's character was funny.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Elton John's
But-
character was funny. He was Elton John.
Yeah, but also just the fact that I don't know, he could have had better comedic use because they just used him for crude humor and just
Yeah. I see what you're
being a dick,
Yeah.
which is I guess how some celebrities are, whatever. Just
They also got a
the common celebrity stereotype.
He's being held hostage.
Yeah, so he has a reason to be
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like he's just.
He's just doing it just to do it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess he could have been used in a better way for comedy reasons.
Yeah.
What are you doing, dude?
I guess he could have been used better for comedic purposes. The fight scenes in this movie were really good. I know I missed one of them because I went to the bathroom.
Yeah, I missed something because I had to go to the bathroom too.
It was the one on the mountains.
Oh, you missed that
Steven.
I
one.
missed that.
That was a great one, dude.
That's a good one.
That was pretty good.
I had to go. I couldn't.
That's alright. It
So I
was a
missed
good
it.
one. It was alright. It's
I
alright.
missed that one. At least I didn't miss the final fight scene, which was really good.
That was my favorite one of the whole movie.
But
Same.
But yeah, the fight scenes in this were really good. I can say can hold up against the original one. Some of the original fight scenes.
Well, this one also has more.
It has more
way
fight
more
scenes.
fight scenes. Yes.
I mean, the movie literally starts off with a fight scene.
It's so.
Also, the movie does have a few callbacks to the predecessor. I
Yeah.
won't say how, but it does,
Yeah.
which is good. I'll give it that. Dialogue was pretty good. I don't know, just because I was talking with a friend earlier about this movie, so I'm just looking at it a little bit more differently now.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So like, I guess
We'll
like
probably talk about it more.
like the like I don't know, like the music in the movie was good, except for like I don't know, the one song that was used near the end with
With the ending fight scene.
not the fight scene, but like the song that was sung by that song.
Oh.
I was more so just like I was fine with it being used for a joke, but I didn't expect it to be like a serious thing in the end.
Hey man, I was
Yeah.
crying almost at the end of that. Man,
Okay,
Don't say yeah.
I wasn't gonna say
Watch it.
anything.
I know.
But yeah,
watch
like it. I don't know. I didn't expect that to be like a central thing that was going to be used at that point.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They could have just did something else different. They could have just did something else better at that. But I don't know. I had fun with it. It was entertaining. I had fun with it. This one to me wasn't as colorful as before.
Really?
I think it changed color schemes.
I can see that.
Yeah.
It was mostly like red, a little bit more red because of Satan's and also like how Poppy's place was
Yeah.
designed.
I was gonna say like when they
It's
were
mostly
in,
red, which is
Yeah.
what I like that it's mostly red, but that's kind of it. It's just red.
I was gonna say
I
like,
know, but it's also kind of cool that they're changing the color scheme with the movie.
Oh yeah, like that's a good part. I'm just like they could have used more colors to me.
That's fair. I agree.
I was gonna say like when they're in London and like in England, it's like very like the casual, the color scheme, like the gold and the green kind
Yeah,
of
the green and
Kingsman,
gold.
and then you go to the United
Statesman
States.
is more like green and red.
Well, not only that, like even like the tone of it, like so it's a bit more like dry because like they're in Kentucky, so like obviously it's gonna be more like a dry desert kind of feel, whereas in London it's more city and lively and all the lights and stuff. So
Yeah.
that's one thing
I just like red's my favorite color. I like red, but it's just like you could have done more and like used more colors in it to me. But yeah, that's just me.
I think your hair matches the color scheme of the movie.
I
almost.
mean,
Wow.
It's lovely. You got the red up here, and you got the.
wow.
Well, I mean, it was.
I know, I'm just messing with you.
I was gonna say it's a compliment. Please don't.
Wow.
But yeah, like
Wow.
I like it. I also like the Dang it, I can't talk about that fight scene.
Yeah.
Oh, dang it, can't talk about a lot of things. But I don't know. I had fun with this movie. It to me, it obviously cannot beat its predecessor because that one's just really good.
Mhm.
But it tried. It tried hard. It just wasn't there.
That's fair. Levi?
I thought it was really good. It was a good movie. It was entertaining. It was just good entertainment, just like the first one. Again, I agree. Like it does not live up to. Well, I mean, it's not where the first Kingsman's at. It's not where the first one's at. But it's still good and it's entertaining. It's not like it's a huge letdown or a huge setback from the first one. But it is entertaining. It's good. Still got that witty humor. It focused a lot on Eggsy's relationship with his girlfriend in this one. It did. Like it kept going back and focusing a lot on that. And yeah, I kept saying that, and I was like, this wasn't like Eggsy's definitely changed from the first one because he wasn't like this at all in the first one, but now he's like really focused on. Yeah. I know.
He's a round
But still,
character.
It's not as bad as Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy. Like
You
Yeah.
can say he's as round as an egg.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna do that. Yeah.
I respect-
thought
I
you were
respect
gonna
that
make a
pun.
circle reference because it's the golden circle.
Either way,
Failed us.
like, and then Elton John was playing. My one thing was like, so is nobody else in the world wondering where Elton John is?
Nope.
Like,
He has to be of a concert or
There was
something.
there was a newspaper clipping that said Elton gone.
oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Like 2
Some of
seconds.
the villains of this series just kidnap celebrities.
Because it's funny.
Who are you gonna steal next in the next movie? The Rock.
The Rock.
If they do, it's gonna be hilarious.
It will be.
Pops was Rock
My favorite part of the whole movie, like, I thought the best part was the last action scene between Harry Eggsy and a certain character. I know, a certain character. So, that action scene at the very end was the best part. It was non-stop. Like, it didn't cut or anything. It was non-stop following. And, it's nice seeing Harry back, because he didn't die in the first one. He just got shot in the, what? The movie's been out for 2 years.
Oh.
And they advertised in the trailers. His name is the first one on the poster of the second one.
That. My bad.
That is not a spoiler. They
I was
know.
gonna say something, but then I remembered
What?
that he was actually shown in the trailer.
Yes, he was shown, and his name is the first one on the poster.
Okay, but we were not the only ones that were. I was just.
Just make sure you.
It wasn't just one of us about to freak out.
Just make sure you didn't go. Make sure
All
you go
three
into
of us
detail.
were.
I know. I'm not
Just-
going to go into detail.
Okay.
I just didn't say it because I thought you guys
good.
didn't want me to say it. I was gonna say the original.
I wasn't gonna say it.
I haven't pulled an Irvin or a Steven yet, so I'm
Wow,
good. All
we're
right,
just-
I'm sorry.
We're just
Dang,
pulling
man.
these out.
I'm
Aren't
sorry.
What do we do to you?
You two have done it. You two have done it. I'm sorry, but okay. Just like you guys didn't know Elton John was in the movie when his name's listed on the poster. His
I
name
didn't
is
look at the
listed.
poster. I didn't look at the poster.
It's
Fair.
all right.
I didn't see the poster, so I didn't really know.
One thing that disappointed me about this movie was that Channing Tatum was not in it as much as what they had advertised and
Yeah,
shown.
he's like,
So I thought I
it's
thought
on the poster.
I thought they were gonna add the way they advertised it was that Eggsy and Tequila, Channing Tatum, they team up and go save the world, and Channing Tatum's not in it. Instead, he teams up with Whiskey. They team up. Him, Harry, and Whiskey all team up, and Merlin's there, of course, with him and Halle Berry sitting down there doing their thing. And I thought it was very appropriate for Jeff Bridges to play the head of the Statesman, just like Michael Caine and Michael Gambon played the head of Kingsman.
That's who it was.
Well, that Michael Gambon played Arthur and not Michael Caine.
No. So last week, I remember who the leader dude in the British for Atomic Blonde? Michael Caine. That was him.
Michael Caine was in Atomic Blonde?
Which one? Oh, Brandon.
Michael Caine was in the first one.
Yeah, Michael Gambon was in the second one. Michael Gambon plays Dumbledore in the Harry Potter movies.
Yeah, it was Michael. You said that's Michael Gambon, right?
Gambon, yeah.
Yeah, it was Michael Caine.
It was Michael Caine?
Because I remember if Dumbledore was in the movie.
Oh my god.
Two really old British guys, and they both have stuff with Michael. So that's how I get confusing.
Wow.
Because I realized that we were watching,
love
we were
him.
like, he was in Atomic Blonde. I remember who he was now.
So yeah, that was one thing that Channing Tatum wasn't in the movie as much as what they had advertised. That the only time we ever saw him actually in action is when we're introduced to his character at the Statesman, and that was it. What did I say? There was something else. That Jeff Bridges was appropriate as the head of the Statesman. That was just seeing him the way he is in The Big Lebowski, seeing the way he is in Crazy Heart, and then in True Grit as a country guy. It was appropriate. It was funny, but it was just pure entertainment. It was a good sequel, better than a lot of other sequels compared to the first one. So yeah, I like this sequel a lot better than Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 to the first one. I do.
That's
fair. It kept the same wittiness and it kept the same action. Does it live up to the first one? No, but it's still good. Brendan?
Okay, so there's a lot of stuff that I'm probably going to say that's already been said. I really liked Kingsman: The Golden Circle. As has been said before, there's a lot more action, and it's just as well done. I really like it because we didn't get a lot of action in the first one because it's focusing on Eggsy, and Eggsy's in training.
Yeah.
I like that in Kingsman: The Golden Circle, we're just thrown in because he's completed his training. He's a Kingsman agent, and it really shows because he's good at what he does.
He reminds me. It's like you said we were watching the first one. He's like a younger Colin Firth. He looks just like him pretty much. And especially when he puts on the uniform, he puts on the glasses and stuff. He looks just like Colin Firth.
That's
and
the point. That's the intention.
Well, yeah. But I'm saying it's crazy how much you have Colin Firth and you have Eggsy, and then it's they become the exact same person almost. And then as you sort of progresses, you see more of Eggsy becoming him.
I do like the plot of this one. I think it's pretty funny. I think it's actually pretty cool because you kind of, not necessarily like a political side, but it's like, holy crap, what would happen if all the drugs in the entire world were poisoned? Like, how would that affect the world?
You mean more poison than some of them already are?
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with what Steven said, and I already said this. I did really like the action in the very beginning, but there is a scene early on in the movie that really rubbed me the wrong way. It took me a bit to get over it, and I was like, okay, so they did that. All right. It honestly kind of irritated me. It really did.
Are you talking about the thing that I was really
Yes.
sad about? Yes.
It really made me mad. But I got over it because it's a good movie. I'm not gonna let that.
What scene are we talking about?
It's the one that I was sad
We
about.
can talk about it later.
Is it the one that involves the boom?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Remember when I was sad
It's
about?
shown in the
both the-
trailer.
Hush.
Okay.
They don't-
It's been shown in the trailer. That doesn't. Yeah, it's
So
out
we
of
don't know-
context though. We don't
Alright,
know what it's
alright,
about.
All right. Fine.
Oh
that's
my
fair.
God.
That's fair. It's shown in the trailer. I'm sorry.
Just keep going.
I'm gonna change your nickname to Mr. 7 to Mr. Trailer.
Yeah, you know what else was shown in the trailer? The
What?
boat scene of The Dark Knight.
It
But we
was.
didn't know about what was going to happen there.
I didn't know the boat. I didn't see much trailers for the Dark.
You should watch more trailers then. All right. go
Yeah.
ahead, man.
Also, the last shot of The Dark Knight is shown in the trailer.
I know that one. Yeah, I know.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, Kingsman: The Golden Circle. It keeps the same humor as Levi said, and I really enjoyed it. I did not expect Elton John to be
Yeah.
as important as he was. It doesn't bother me, but I was kind of taken because he's in the first scene. I'm like, hey, it's Elton John, and then he's in another scene, and another scene. I'm like,
Another one.
Elton John? Why are you in this movie so much? Yeah, it does focus on Eggsy's relationship with his girlfriend. I didn't really feel bothered by it. It shows how far Eggsy has developed as a character because in the first Kingsman, he's sort of like carefree. He doesn't really care about anything, and then he gets enrolled in Kingsman, and that's sort of like all he's about. He wants to be a Kingsman agent. He wants to prove himself. Yada yada yada.
I guess what bothered me, like, I wasn't really bothered about it, but I guess it was just because it's very cliche with his relationship with his girlfriend. Like, we've seen it so many times. I think that's what it was that I was just tired of seeing the same exact relationship plot line.
I think it was
Also-
cliche, but it also had a good, like, a new twist on it.
Also, just like some of the stuff that she did, I just didn't care for.
His
That's
girlfriend.
fair, yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
some of the stuff that she did, like,
Yeah.
and like that halfway point is like, you didn't have to do that. You
like,
did that
alright.
to fit the cliche.
Yeah. I think that's just what it was for me, is that I've seen it so many times. It's just...
The camera work in this movie is really good because
Oh, yeah.
it really, like, there's one shot and it's kind of what we're talking about, where he's talking to his girlfriend, and it does that zoom in on his face.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, when he gets nervous.
That was so
Yeah.
funny. And there's multiple moments like that where it'll like zoom in on someone's
Yeah.
face when something happens, and I love those moments. It's sort of like it gets me more into the movie because it's like, oh no, what's gonna happen?
You done goof, boy. Yeah. He's nervous. Not you. I'm saying
No,
YFC.
I'm just trying to think of what else I wanted to say.
I was gonna say one thing I agree with you is that like how like the big change Eggsy goes from the first Kingdom to this one.
Yeah.
One thing I really appreciate how they made him was that yeah, he's like a I guess like a kind of like a lazy kind of teenager kind of looking thing like
Yeah.
person, but I love how they didn't make him like an offensive mean. He doesn't care that much because his mom was she was married to some bad
Jerk,
guy,
yeah.
jerk, and they have a kid together, but like
That
Eggsy-
doesn't change him.
right, and he like the movie, even though he doesn't want to like become a Kingsman at first, he has like he's willing to change. And
Yeah.
he becomes. I didn't think he was a bad person, but he becomes a much better person when he's a Kingsman. Because
But yeah, like he was never a bad person. He was
a teenager. He was kind of having fun.
Yeah, he just did things that. But he always like stood up for
What was right?
the
Yeah.
little guy. That's really all I have to say. I mean, about
Alright.
ratings.
Cool.
Sure.
Let's go.
Marvin, start with you. Let's go the way we did.
I'm
Yeah.
so scared because you guys are gonna like hit me after the show's over. All right. So Levi, stop looking at me like that.
Just go. Just go.
So, like I said, this one was at this it was almost at the same level as the first Kingsman. Obviously, I love the first Kingsman way more because it just has like a more like a bit of a flair to it. This one has like a more of an oomph, but it's not like the same like dynamic as the first one does. Was it good? Of course it was good. It was excellent. Was it better than the first one? Not really. It was all right. So
I think we all agree with that.
Yeah.
Because I always have two different reactions. The one right after me, and then the one like when I think about it. The one after me, I was like, "Oh man, this movie's amazing. It was so much better than the first one."
10 out of 10.
Yeah, shut up. And then after I had more time to think, I was like, you know what? It's good, but it's pretty good. It's not excellent. It's just it's right underneath that. So with my review, I would give it an 8.5.
Steven.
7, just a solid 7.
I give it a 7.4.
I'm with Steven. I give it a solid 7.
As soon as these cameras turn off, I'm not coming back to the studio next week. I'm gonna be gone. They're gonna Kingsman me up, man.
So, are we just gonna go into the movie scoop moment of the night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like every episode we have here on the CineManiacs this semester, there's always at the end of the episode where we talk about the Groovy Scoop moment, which is something odd or funny or quirky that happened for one of the
That we
movies.
all just
Yeah.
Yeah.
bonded
was like-
over it. And I
And-
think we all can agree
Yeah,
on this
this
one.
one.
And the Groovy Scoop moment is also a collection of it's from one movie of the entire list that we have. So tonight's Groovy Scoop moment comes from the second Kingsman, the Golden Circle, and
Who do you want to say it?
I was gonna say I think
Do you want either you? Because these two, you did Pennywise and you did Valerian. So do one of us? Do
Alright.
you want to take a shot at it? Want to do it this time?
Yeah.
All right,
You two do
yeah,
it.
you go ahead. Levi,
You want me to do it?
Yeah.
Or do you want to? It doesn't matter to me.
Someone do
All right,
it.
Someone
I'll
do
do
it!
I'll do it.
just do
All
it.
right, I'll do it.
We got like 2 minutes.
So the Groovy Scoop moment of the night
See, that's why you should do it.
is from Kingsman: The Golden Circle, and it's a part of the movie towards the end
Yeah.
when they're at Poppy's land and they're fighting.
Don't give away
And
too
I
No,
won't.
Just
I
say-
No,
promise.
he's going.
No,
I'm
I
watching
wasn't-
him.
I
And
I'm watching him.
Poppy has these killer dogs, these robotic killer dogs named Betty and Jet after Benny the Jets from Elton John's song.
That's hilarious.
Did
I
you not
didn't even
notice
realize.
that?
No, I
Yeah,
didn't.
the dogs' names are
I
Benny and
noticed
Jet.
that as soon as I saw
I
Benny
didn't
and
know they
Jet.
had names. I forgot about
Yeah.
their names.
Yeah,
And,
Benny and Jet.
That's hilarious.
And so one of the dogs is attacking Colin Firth, Harry, like he's trying to kill him.
Right.
And they're in a bowling
say-
alley, and Colin Firth is sitting up like where the bowling balls come out of.
It's
And the dog's like growling at him, and we're seeing it from the dog's point of view of what he sees, like Harry Hart kill him.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere,
Rocket
and
Man!
it's red on Harry Hart, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Elton John pops into the frame. It
Very
turns
slowly.
yellow.
It's very slow.
Yeah, he's like,
It turns
oh, that was my cord.
it turns yellow, and Elton John's just like smiling with these wide eyes, and it plays the song "Rocket Man" as soon as it shows up.
Rocket Man.
And it changes to Elton John, friend, do not kill. And then Elton's like, I got you, Harry. And so the dog's just like, he's wagging his tail and sticking his tongue out like he's happy to see him. And Harry's like, just stay there, Elton, while he beats him with the...
No, Elton goes, it sees me as a friend. You're safe if you stay behind.
Stay behind me. And so it was real serious, with serious music where he's getting ready to attack
And
Colin
then
Firth.
you
Then all
hear,
of a sudden, Rocket Man! I got this, Harry. It's like,
It's funny because you think like in a movie that you're like, what could possibly happen? And I did not expect that.
You don't
at
expect-
all.
I've learned now with the movie Kingsman, if you're expecting something serious, just expect
No,
something funny.
It's funny.
It was by far for me it was just one of the greatest movies of that movie. It was just so funny.
It
It
was.
was.
Because I was thinking of other groovy scoop moments of the movie while we were watching it, but then when that part happened, I was like, that's it. That's it.
What about this fight scene?
Yeah, that was originally gonna be mine
What?
until
Which one?
the fight scene.
With who?
Elton John.
Oh, when he's on the piano playing,
Yeah.
he beats up the goons.
Okay, we need to stop. We need to stop.
We're talking.
It's not a spoiler.
It's not a spoiler.
It's not, but it's.
Guys, you gotta understand, if we do stuff like that, then we're basically not gonna be able to talk about the movie at all.
I'm not saying it's a. I'm not saying it's a spoiler. I'm not
not
saying it's a spoiler. I'm saying
We're
that we're
getting
giving away way too
territory.
many scenes.
Yeah.
Because now people are gonna know 2 scenes now.
It's alright. It's not like we ruined the whole movie for them.
But they're good scenes.
Yes, and they'll see them.
I agree with you. It's fine. I think we're good.
At least Steven agrees with me.
It's not like we ruined every single scene of the whole
It's
movie.
I'm not saying we
divided.
are. I'm just saying we've given away 2 now.
Back
We've
to the groovy
talked
scoop
about
moment
2
of the
them.
night.
But that's the groovy scoop moment of the night.
It's
It
by
was
far.
pretty funny.
It's because if you think of anything quirky to happen, that's about it in Kingsman. That's as quirky as you can get. And Elton John is the perfect. He really made this movie another notch for me. That's what he did. Because it was great overall, but Elton John being the backup Valentine kind of.
He made this movie golden.
Wow.
That one was
Okay.
a-
that was
pretty
that
bad.
was bad. That was
That
a
one was
stretch.
pretty
I was gonna say at least he didn't say something about being a full circle or something.
It
I
all
did- I
comes
made that-
full circle.
I made that joke last year.
When you
When we
reviewed
do
the
a
circle,
review
yeah.
circle, I made that joke.
That's
I
really
can't,
annoying.
We started with the Tom Hanks
I
movie.
can't
We ended
repeat-
with the Tom
I
Hanks
can't
movie.
repeat my jokes. They had to be all the original.
So that concludes our movies to review for our 3rd episode here on the Galaxy Radio. So we're just gonna get a couple announcements at the end here. So I will go on the second page for a little bit. So you'll never know when you're gonna catch us at the movie theater. We tend to go on the actually that's the first one. Sorry, the other one I was talking about. So my apologies. So this past Monday, so 2 days ago, I was lucky enough to be a guest star on Tosh, which is a show that David Malone has here on the Galaxy Radio. It's called Tosh with David and Jake, and it's a really fun show. I knew about it, and I heard it a couple of times on the radio, but I didn't really know what it was about until on Monday he texted me and he was like, "Hey, you want to be on this show?" I said, "Sure, why not?" And I was on it. It was a lot of fun. He basically he talks about what's happening in the world right now and some funny odd stories that are happening. We talked about on Reddit. We talked about how baristas have their worst drinks they ever made in their time at Starbucks and just some really funny stuff. And basically, were you gonna say something, Steven?
No, I was thinking about another Reddit joke.
But
No,
But-
no, you know what
no, it's a really fun show. Stop it. We have to announce it.
Okay, keep going.
It's a really fun show. It was an honor to be a part of it with David, and he does such a great job, running the whole thing and just being there, talking with me and all that stuff. When we played a really fun game toward the end of the show, which was it's called Speak Out, which is a game where you have a series of cards and you have these things that you put them in your mouth and it's supposed to prohibit your speech.
Oh
or something.
yeah.
And these things hurt so bad. And we were laughing both the whole time, and I can still feel it in my mouth right now. It hurts a lot. So, but that was a really fun show, and I definitely am gonna listen to it this Monday. Maybe I'll even be a guest star again. But so Tosh, you can catch Tosh with David and Jake Mondays from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. on the Galaxy Radio. They also have a Facebook page, Tosh with David and Jake as well, where they post up all their updates and stuff like that. So it's a very fun show. I encourage you guys to listen to it as well. David does a great job with it, and overall, it's a really fun show to be a part of. And he plays music too, and then he has a series and he talks, and then we play music again, and we go back and we ended it. So really awesome show. Definitely listen to that. And then the other announcement we want to have, it's not really an announcement, more just a little shout out a little bit. So when we go to the movie theater, obviously we're the CineManiacs, we love to watch the newest and coolest movies in theaters. And so here on Webster, we have 2 main movie theaters that we go to. One of them is AMC Esquire, which is not too far from about 5 to 10 minutes away. And then we have Ronnie Cinema, which is another 5 to 10 minutes away.
That's where Go for the
15
IMAX.
minutes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's not 5 to
That's the go. That's when we usually go to.
Ronnie.
Ronnie's.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really.
Because that's I
That all of us usually go to.
Yeah.
We usually go to.
No, I say Esquire.
I would say Esquire. It's
Literally,
closer. Like
we've
we,
gone
This
to-
is the second time I've been to Esquire in my life.
oh,
Because the last time I went was like I think
Think,
my
think
freshman
back on
year.
all the movies that we saw in Ronnie's.
We
okay.
usually
Well,
see them.
Okay, well, anyway, I don't want to go too much into that. But
All right.
basically,
I'll tell you.
our
Yeah.
favorite movie theaters around Webster include AMC Esquire and Ronnie Cinema. They're both fantastic movie theaters. We love going to them, especially because Ronnie now has the awesome, comfortable seating too. They have like AMC.
They've got
Yeah,
some
that's
good
true.
seats.
So
Yeah,
that's definitely one
that's
thing
a
that
really
we
good
appreciate about that. And so also just a great movie experience. AMC Esquire and Ronnie Cinema, they're both really great theaters, and they both have their own unique little things about them. And so you never know when you're gonna catch us at the movies. We're there pretty much almost every weekend, catching a new movie happening. So and then also one thing that we'll be doing is that on our website that we have up, there's a little calendar that we have, and on it we're gonna post honestly when we have our shows here in the Galaxy Radio, but also what movies we're seeing on what weekend. So that way, if you want to see us in public in our natural habitats, just go out and see like movie theater we're going to, and you might see catch the same showing that we might get. So like, hey, you're seeing Justice League on this day. We'll go. We might want to stop by to the CineManiacs or something like that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We're not celebrities, but we just want to see you guys. We want to see what you guys.
We want to interact with
Yeah.
you guys.
So yeah, and also don't forget you can also with our live stream here on YouTube, you can write to us on the live, and we'll read it out loud. We'll have no comments right now. I think.
I don't say we read it out loud unless they want us to.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but definitely just write to us, and we want to interact with you guys as much as we can, and it's great fun. We love hearing what other people say about obviously we have all 4 different opinions here, but it's really fun when we get kind of past and outside the radio station, hear what other people that aren't film majors talk about. So it's really fun for us, and so yeah, definitely see us in the movies if you ever catch us at AMC Esquire or Ronnie Cinema here around Webster Roads.
Yep.
So that is everything that we have for tonight's episode. Any other announcement we have, gentlemen, before we close out the show?
No.
Alrighty, so we'll be back next Wednesday, same bat time, same bat channel. Signing off for tonight's episode.
I'm Brendan.
I'm Levi.
I'm Steven.
I'm Irvin. We're the CineManiacs. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate it. We'll be back next Wednesday, 9:30 to 11:30 on your station, your voice, the Galaxy Radio. Have a great night.